Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make breakfast together, and we are going to do that by making egg cup muffins, which are delightful and fat loss friendly. So you are going to be full because of the protein and vegetables without wrecking your nutrition goals. So we are going to start. I've got a muffin tin that I have sprayed with coconut oil so it doesn't stick. And what we're going to do is just put a tiny bit. This is liquid egg whites. We're going to put just a small amount to cover the bottom of each of the muffin sections. You can also use the cup liners. I'm not a huge fan. It doesn't really do well with really wet items, since this is not like a cakey situation. Okay, I love tomatoes, great antioxidant power to keep you healthy. So we're going to put one cherry tomato, and I do this because I'm lazy. So I put one per cup, and what's really cool is once these are nice and warm, the tomatoes will actually pop in your mouth, like this warm goodness. If you don't like tomatoes, leave them out. You don't want to be gagging your way. This is not Fear Factor. Okay, up next I have some minced onion. I really want these to have a strong flavor, so I have some pretty strong spices. This is a great way, instead of using sauces, to use spices to add flavor to your food, because a lot of spices have added sugar and salt that you don't need. Alrighty, along with that flavor, I've got some garlic, and once again, in true laziness fashion, I buy the jarred stuff instead of cutting up individual cloves. So it's not maybe as fresh, but to me that's a small rock because I'm going for convenience. And my husband is a big fan of garlic, so I want to make sure that he enjoys these thoroughly. Next up, I've got some, again, frozen peppers and onions. These are already cut up. They are frozen, so I don't have to worry about things going bad. Again, you are welcome to chop up all the fresh vegetables that you want. That is a great way to do things. I usually am in a hurry because I have 4 little boys that I have to get ready for school every day. So I'm actually prepping this the night before because I know that our mornings tend to be rushed and insane, and I don't want that. So a way to already have things ready and easy is to pull a couple of these out. They freeze fine, not awesome, but they freeze okay, and then have it ready for the microwave, so it's faster than a bowl of cereal. My oven's ready. Okay, I'm going to put some pepper. If you don't like pepper, leave it out. I also thought about adding some red pepper flakes for extra spice. Again, my husband wants things to have a lot of kick, so feel free to add those. I didn't do it this time. And I did spend the time cutting up some green onions. Yum. Just a little bit goes a long way, obviously. And these I cut up with scissors, so I'm a big fan of not having to get the cutting board out and knives and everything, so I just cut it right up, real easy. Awesome. Now I'm going to sneak in some chia seeds. You can barely probably see those. Just a little bit to add some extra fiber and protein without the taste. And I'm saying, like, it's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon per egg cup, if even. I really don't want it to be a noticeable thing at all. Husband likes the hot sauce. You don't have to add hot sauce, but I'm just going to add a tiny little bit, like 1 drop per cup. Do you hear my little dog whining? She's in a little background. I've got a little bit of cut up onion, just nice and finely diced. I'm going to add the smallest amount because I already have the green onions, I have minced onion, and then I have the frozen onions, so it's probably a little bit of overkill, but again, I want it to be really tasty. So again, I'm compensating for the lack of sodium that a restaurant would use to make their food taste so good. Bacon, nice. Protein and fat. We do need those fats for brain health, keep you full and satisfied. We consider this to be a buffer food that prevents you from having cravings later, so it kind of takes care of cravings before you would actually even have them. Most people don't have cravings in the morning, but this will help prevent afternoon cravings by staying on top of your nutrition ahead of time. I also have some spinach here that I'm going to be adding. I do suggest fresh spinach, but I was too lazy to cut it up for these egg cups, so I instead had a bag of frozen in my freezer, and I decided to use that. So our cups are really full. The good thing is, unlike regular baked muffins with all the flour and stuff that rise, these will not rise. And I'm only going to use egg whites. If you want to use your own eggs, please, by all means do that. I'm not having time for that. So I try to eliminate using yolks. Maybe if you want to mix in a few, otherwise you can separate that. You are going to fill, and this was a lot of egg cracking, and I'm not into that. That's why I buy liquid egg whites. So I'm going to fill this almost to the tippy top, knowing it will not rise. So there's no expansion going to happen. I have the oven set for 350. You can even have it to 375. And I'm going to cook these, checking the oven constantly. I'm going to say like 30 minutes. And sometimes what I'll do at the very end, when they look pretty cooked and not so like wet and sloshy looking, I'll broil them on low for a couple of minutes to kind of crispen up the top edges. And you can eat anywhere from 1 to 3 of these cups per day. I really wish you could see these, but it will spill. So I'm going to pick you up and take you and show you them. Oh yeah. Isn't that just gorgeous? Of course. It looks even better cooked. So thank you so much for making breakfast with me. I'm going to pop these in the oven. Breakfast is done for days and days and days, like a whole week. I don't have to cook breakfast. Boom.